My pulse raced at the astounding accomplishments of the mercenary known as Demon Lord. I forgot about my job and read everything I had on hand. Around the time Demon Lord received his nickname, South Belka showed signs of weariness regarding the war. Because the region was set up as a defense line to protect the birthplace of Belka in the north, the people's dissatisfaction had reached a climax. The cities declared themselves demilitarized and peacefully surrendered to the Allied forces. Unable to establish a defensive position, the Belkan army kept retreating to the north. The end of the war was fast approaching. I was given an opportunity to interview the former aces of the Belkan Air Force. Back then, they were the masters of the sky, and they had also known him. So I crossed the border to follow his trail. I wanted to capture the war and the Demon Lord from their point of view, to capture the voices of those who were there. Indigo Team Commander, former member of the Belkan Air Force, 7th Air Division, 51st Tactical Fighter Squadron, Dmitri Heinrich. An ace whose precision and grace in flying earned him the title of Blue Heron. Today he has his hands full with the family business.
Well, that day, right before I deployed, my airspace assignment was changed. Initially, my squadron was assigned to the stable Eastern Front. That was changed to Area B7R, the round table where casualties were recorded at a fearsome pace.
That's not the
It's
accent I
also the
expected.
place where I met him. It was just 2 planes, him and an eagle. And yet our lead force didn't stand a chance against them. I could tell he was good, and it was going to be bad for us. But there was something else I noticed. He hesitated. A vulnerability that can be exploited. I was certain I would win. The pilot was still young. He had yet to master the rules of combat. But in the end, I was shot down.
Gelb Team is number 2, former member of the Belkan Air Force, 5th Air Division, 23rd Tactical Fighter Squadron, Rainer Altman. He flew the skies of Directus during the capital's liberation, and he's still there to this day.
I met him above this very sky. I can still hear the sound of the missile alerts from that day. I received an order to fly to Directus on my way back from an intercept mission on the southern defense line. The order itself wasn't unusual. We kept being deployed from one mission to the next without receiving even the basic maintenance. But the situation was the same all around. We were late reaching the operational space. The station squadrons had already retreated, and warning bells were going off in the city. And the people were looking up to his plane, high above the sky. I couldn't see any emotion in his maneuvers. I didn't feel like I was fighting against a human being. I wanted to end that battle as quickly as possible.
Silber
Okay, I
Team
wasn't
Commander,
expecting that.
former member of the Belkan Air Force, 51st Air Division,
It's my upscaler.
126th Tactical Fighter
Just I
Squadron,
didn't show it's there.
Dietrich Kellerman. He was once the top ace at Belka and a fiery instructor at the Air Force Academy. In 1995, the Belkan Air Force sent him to the front lines to bolster troop morale.
He survived.
He was good. From what I'd heard about him, I thought he was still just a young mercenary. But he matured since then. He still wasn't perfect, but I could see he had come a long way towards understanding the rules of combat. What's important on the battlefield is to let go of hate, to survive, and to adhere to the rules you've set for yourself. These are the rules I've taught my students. And when I saw him, I could tell my time was done. A new generation had inherited the sky. There was no more need for an old soldier like me.
Every time I flew with him, his skill stood out. He was unstoppable. He was cool-headed and proud. A combat professional. Demon Lord fit him perfectly. Maybe the man was blessed by the goddess of war. Before long, everyone had taken notice of him. More and more would show up to watch him go off on sortie. Mercenaries or maintenance crew, it didn't matter. People wanted to burn his image to their memories. Hell, they weren't the only ones.
Okay, new mission. See, I want to see if I don't know if those actually change when
The
we do the
Belkan
different
forces are beginning to take flight.
directions.
The industrial city of Hoffnung is crucial to the enemy's industrial strategy and the heart of its war productions. The Allied forces have decided that all Belkan war production must be stopped to expedite the end of the war, and has requested our participation in this operation. The operation will primarily involve the bombing of ground facilities by the Allied forces' bombers. Your mission is to support those bombers and attack enemy facilities. We have achieved near total air supremacy over the target area, but don't let your guard down. There may still be sporadic resistance.
Okay. Admittedly, this could affect my. Okay, I still can't afford it. Okay, it's not gonna have any effect on my rating. All good. Let's go. I mean, admittedly, at this point, if I destroy one or two tents, I'll be okay. But I'd still prefer not to destroy any of them.
Going to all units.
What's this now?
Found a burning city up ahead. That must mean the bombing started.
Cover the Allied bombers. Eliminate all ground and aerial threats.
Let's move. To all bombers, remove Belka's ability to counterattack. Priority is placed on destruction over accuracy. Initiate bombing sequence. Drop them all. Turn it to ashes. That's not enough. Drop more bombs. I thought they were on a precision bombing mission. They're just tossing bombs all over the place. They plan to destroy our entire city?
Locked on. Sam destroyed.
Between pixies behind me just cursing the fact I keep doing that.
Radar lock.
A tomahawk just hit the city. Are those guys serious?
Sam destroyed.
I mean, yes, but I'm not hitting anything that's not.
Locked on.
Anything that's not a threat, I'm not bombing. It's not worth it.
Something strange is going on down there.
that's gonna hit. Oh, they're back there. Okay. Too close. That was not very suspicious, but let's one more. There's plenty of mercy now.
I've detected an unknown craft on radar. The blip is barely visible. It may be a stealth.
Maybe that's why you signed it up against me. Thank you for showing my opinion there, Pixie. Okay, that was not so good. Oh, that's the way they're doing it. There's an ECM plane up here somewhere. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, don't care. I got your ECM, eh? Now you're in trouble. Have fun there, Pixie. Pop, pop, pop.
Down all Belkan fighters.
I win.
A
Nobody knew why they were fighting anymore. All I felt at that point was sadness for the world. That's why I...
Pursued by Allied forces, the Belkan forces have taken flight, abandoning Hoffman. Without military production capabilities, Belka is in a bind. We were also able to confiscate samples of what seemed to be experimental weapons from the abandoned war factories, before Belka had time to use them.
That's good. Okay. There's a new addition. I'm very careful to save now.
There are still pockets of resistance holed up in the industrial city of Sudentor. Although fleeing, the Belkan army continues to fight back and are using the Valdreich Mountains as a final line of defense in an attempt to prevent our army from reaching northern Belka. For this mission, we would like you to assist the Allied ground troops by clearing the skies of enemy fighters. The South Belka munitions factory is located in Sudentor, which means the remaining troops, although few in number, are well outfitted. Head to the designated operations rendezvous location, point 203.
There appear to be no enemies. Okay, no enemies it is. Well, they're claiming it's air to ground, so I should have enough now. Sorry, not plane. No, don't. Buy special weapons for the Terminator. The best air to ground weapon in the game. Also why I like that plane so much. I have a suspicion this is going to turn into air-to-air, but I can hope.
DJ, don't even think about talking to your girl over the radio. I wouldn't do that during a job.
Crew team, do you read me? Head for Valdreich to take out any remnant forces the Belkans could have positioned out there. Calm 2, what's the problem? You're behind.
Don't worry, I'll catch up. This is PJ from Crow Team. Calm 2, is there a problem with your craft? I'm just sad.
Emergency transmission from Allied HQ. A Belkan bomber squadron equipped with nuclear weapons has taken off route to you.
What?
Enemy bombers are approaching this airspace. Calm team, crew team, head to intercept.
All 1, roger. Crew 2, moving to engage enemy. I'll stop them.
Well, that's
Blew everything up.
it really wouldn't.
We can't let them use those nukes.
Do whatever it takes to stop them.
If we let them drop even one nuke, there's no stopping
The
them.
vibration on this controller is almost dead.
Prepare to engage enemy. 5 miles remaining. 4 miles remaining.
I see them. Enemy fighters with nukes.
didn't plan that at all. It certainly isn't just an excuse to go get some air-to-air weapons. Oh, it takes you back. Okay. Fine. Skip.
DJ, don't even think about talking to your girl over the radio. I wouldn't do that during a job.
Crew team, do you read me? Head for Voldrike to take out any remnant forces the Belkans could have positioned out there. Calm 2, what's the problem? You're behind.
Don't worry, I'll catch up. This is PJ from Crew Team. Tom 2, is there a problem with your craft? I'm just sad.
Emergency transmission from Allied HQ. A Belkan bomber squadron equipped with nuclear weapons has taken off for Ustio.
What?
Enemy bombers are approaching this airspace. Calm team, Crow team, head to intercept.
Crew 1, roger. Crew 2, moving to engage enemy. I'll stop them. This war would end if they blew everything up. We can't let them use those nukes.
Agreed.
Do whatever it takes to stop them.
Everything is going according to plan. No changes are necessary at this time.
Prepare to engage enemy. 5 miles remaining. 4 miles remaining.
I see them. Enemy fighters with nukes.
This is Eagle Eye to GOM 1. Don't hold back this time. Shoot them all.
Let's come around.
Three planes are down, but this has no bearing on our plans. Crew 3 to AWACS. There are too many enemy crafts. Please identify the craft with the nuclear weapon.
You'll have to shoot all of them down. To all units in this airspace, stop the nuclear attack. Shoot down all Belkan bombers.
I mean, I'm working on it, but...
Can we still stop them? How many planes are left? Change course immediately. Return to base or you'll get shot down. The enemy's
was that? What just happened? It's not the sun, is it? Rexy, you're trying to shoot me. Oh, yep. That's what I'm attempting to do. Did anyone else survive? Like on our side? I don't think he's going to listen to instructions, but...
This is where we go our separate ways.
What?
We were unable to confirm if the enemy squadron you engaged was equipped with nuclear weapons. We don't know all the details yet, but multiple nuclear detonations have been verified within the Belkan border. It is also unclear whether or not Galm 2, who disappeared during the mission, is still alive. We will continue our search efforts, but at this point there's not much hope. Our communications network is still down due to the nuclear explosions. Remain on standby until conditions improve.
Oh, so who's doing the nuking? Anyone?